Are you a serious, rigid guy who has trouble flirting? Stop for a minute. This video will reveal the secret to eliminating the boring guy image and becoming an interesting, attractive man. What is holding you back, and how can you transform how you win women's hearts? The answer is right here. Let's start your journey of love transformation. Key contents in today's video include understanding the nature of the problem, why being too serious reduces attractiveness, how to build an impression, smile more, pay attention to small details, and break the rigid facade. Practical communication skills. Know how to joke subtly, compliment at the right time, and confidently handle situations. Learn from real-life mistakes, analyze examples to avoid communication pitfalls. Self-improvement strategy. Step by step to become a confident, attractive man. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on great tips on your journey to conquer love. Okay, let's get started. An important thing that guys need to remember when pursuing women is that although girls often look for a man who is serious in love, he is not a guy who's too severe or dry. Surely you will encounter a situation when talking to her you ask, "How do you see me?" And she replies, "Oh, I think you seem serious." At this point, many guys will be very happy, thinking to themselves, "Oh, she thinks I'm mature, responsible, and know how to take care of my job and family." They feel like they are on the right track, thinking they are ideal for a serious and long-term relationship. But don't be too happy, because the truth may not be like that. When a girl says you're serious, it doesn't just mean that you have a cold, serious look on your face. It also means that next to you, she doesn't feel any romance or emotion. Seriously, I'm not kidding. To girls, a guy who is too severe can be no different from a boring guy, lacking in charm. If a girl really wants to compliment you on your efforts, your work, or your achievements, she will say things like, "You look mature and composed." Those are compliments that show genuine admiration and respect, not just a comment on your serious appearance. So, if a girl says you look serious, it may not be as good a sign as you think. It's not a green light, it's a red light. Don't be too happy and confident, but reconsider the way you communicate and build a relationship with her. Sometimes, being too serious is a factor that loses your attraction, making her unable to feel the emotions and attraction that you want to bring. Instead, create a comfortable, gentle, and natural space in conversations. In fact, if you know how to express yourself honestly, humorously, and comfortably, you will feel the interesting and unique things in you instead of just seeing a man who is too dry and has nothing different. Here's some ways to attract serious guys. Number 1, smile more, simple and effective. The first and perhaps most important thing when it comes to impressing women is to smile a lot. A smile not only brightens up your face, but it is also the key to dispelling any initial false impressions that the other person may have. Sometimes, when women see a man who looks too severe, they wonder, is this person hot-tempered? Is he grumpy? If we get married, will I become his punching bag? These thoughts are not necessarily unreasonable, but come from the way we unconsciously leave an impression through our facial expressions. So instead of trying to appear mature or too serious, try relaxing your face and giving a friendly smile. Remember, the time to be serious is when meeting parents or in situations where it is absolutely necessary. However, when dating or interacting with women, the most important thing is to create a fun and comfortable atmosphere. They are not looking for a cold face or a sharp look, but want to talk to someone who is approachable and gives a positive feeling. A bright smile is what can make you more attractive than anything else. This is especially important for mature men. As you age, the muscles in your face begin to sag, the skin loses its elasticity, and your natural expression can become more serious without you realizing it. If, in your 20s, your seriousness was only mild, then when you enter middle age, that appearance can easily be mistaken for harsh or unapproachable. This means that even if you are thinking something funny in your head, your face can still unintentionally convey a completely different message. So remember, smiling a lot is not only a way to lighten the atmosphere, but also a tool to help you create sympathy and build better relationships. A sincere smile is more powerful than any words. It not only makes you look younger, but also shows that you are a confident and likable man. So don't hesitate. Let the smile become a familiar part of your face. Number 2, pay attention to the small details in life. The second secret to impressing women is to practice your ability to observe and pay attention to the small but interesting things around you. Instead of getting caught up in big, grandiose, or overly serious stories, try changing your perspective. If you keep your mind focused on significant issues, the conversation will quickly become boring and deadlocked, especially when talking to girls. Imagine a simple situation. You and she are walking on the street. If you don't pay attention to anything, the street is just the street. There's nothing worth discussing. But if you are a cheerful person who pays attention to the details around you, the conversation will be completely different. You may suddenly notice the aroma of cakes from a small shop on the side of the road, or see a corner where someone is littering and make a funny comment. Sometimes, a small detail, like a scent wafting somewhere, is enough for you to open up an interesting story. These are the things that make the conversation lively and colorful. Paying attention to the little things in life doesn't mean you're picky or nitpicky. In fact, this is a way for you to practice your emotional intelligence and your ability to perceive the world around you. When you subtly notice interesting things, you not only make her feel comfortable, but also create a more gentle and closer conversation atmosphere. For example, you're passing by a milk tea shop and notice the shop's logo has a tiger with a funny expression on its face. You can point it out to her. Look at that tiger logo. It's so funny. She'll be curious right away. Where? Show me. And when you both look and laugh at the funny thing, you can continue. Seem funny? Try some milk tea here. I'll go buy some for you. Just a tiny detail like that is enough to prolong the conversation and bring laughter to both of you. In short, paying attention to the little things in life not only gives you more ideas to talk about, but also makes you an enjoyable, approachable person and leaves a deep impression in the eyes of the other person. Don't ignore seemingly trivial things, because they are the bridge to keep the conversation from falling into a state of not knowing what to say anymore. Number 3, know how to tease to connect. In the art of conquering, knowing how to joke is an indispensable skill. But remember, teasing here does not mean joking without seriousness or joking like children teasing each other. Teasing correctly is when you create a comfortable, fun atmosphere and occasionally cleverly make jokes to evoke closeness and connection between the two of you. This is not only a way to erase tension, but also helps both of you feel more naturally attached. The important thing is that you need to learn how to share your feelings with women. Remember that conquering a woman's heart can be based on more than just dry, rigid conversations full of theory. If you talk about logical topics such as technology, politics, economics, or macro issues, it will be easier to connect with her emotions. Sharing emotions is a bridge for both of you to understand each other. And the simplest way to do that is to tease. Imagine you are chatting and saying humorously, "Hey, your nose twitched just now." "Oh, it twitched again." People say that when a girl talks with her nose twitching like that, she likes the other person. This sentence not only surprises the other person, but also evokes a feeling of joy and comfort, helping her open up more. From here, you can accept her reaction and continue to add a little mischief. "Why, you didn't say anything, but your nose still twitched? Is that true?" Such teasing words are simple but enough to create a comfortable, cheerful atmosphere and erase the image of a guy who is too severe and dry. Compare it to just asking boring questions like, "Today, did you eat rice with vegetables or fish?" You may be showing interest, but asking like that is easy to get repetitive and make the conversation boring. Instead, teasing in an innovative way will help you create a new, more dynamic atmosphere. Don't be afraid to joke, because with just a little subtlety and ingenuity, you will see your relationship with her become much closer. Number 4. Know how to joke or know how to compliment. The key to stir up a woman's emotions. When you are in the process of conquering a woman's heart, the key thing to remember is that everything revolves around emotions. Women love intense, diverse, and unexpected emotions. Therefore, your task is not only to create a connection, but also to know how to stir up their feelings, making them feel interesting and new in every moment. But not everyone has a sense of humor or knows how to joke gracefully to make women laugh. You may worry that an unskillful joke will ruin the atmosphere. Then, the simplest solution is to compliment. A compliment at the right time and place also has the power to change a woman's emotions, making her go from a normal state to a happier, more excited state. However, complimenting is also an art. If you overdo it, your words will gradually lose their value. Remember that the important thing is not the number of compliments, but their sincerity and naturalness. Don't turn yourself into someone who only knows how to say empty words, because that will quickly lose your attractiveness. If you find it challenging to think of suitable compliments, start with the simplest things. For example, when you meet her, you can gently say, "You look beautiful today," or "Your hair is so beautiful, it looks very attractive," or "Your eyes are really special." With a bit of attention, you will realize that anything beautiful about her can become an opportunity for you to give her a compliment. In addition, when you combine words like pretty or beautiful into your words, the effect will increase significantly. See? From a serious, even somewhat dull person, you will quickly become a more interesting person in her eyes. A simple but sincere compliment can make her laugh or feel happy, causing an apparent change in the emotions of both of you. This is the first step to creating a connection and arousing interest. However, keep in mind an important rule. Don't be too serious in your approach to women. Of course, women are always looking for a serious and sustainable relationship, but that doesn't mean they want to be with a man who is too rigid and dry. A little gentleness and a little humor, combined with subtle compliments, is the way to make you the person they want to open up to, share with, and bond with. Become the person they want to open up to and bond with. Lessons from a failing case in the art of films. On a dating show broadcast on television, there was a situation that left a valuable lesson for anyone who wants to improve their communication skills and attract the opposite sex. The show introduced a 30-year-old man, currently a real estate agent, and a 24-year-old woman, an assistant director at a garment company. Both of their appearances were outstanding. The man was tall and the woman had fair skin. In theory, they had the potential to become a perfect couple. However, the way the man handled the situation during the meeting made things turn in a different direction. Right from the introduction, the guy made a grave mistake when he carelessly shared personal weaknesses that he shouldn't have mentioned, especially in this situation. He admitted that he was not gallant, not romantic, and significantly often mentioned his past relationships. This created a bad impression from the beginning, a big minus for any girl. After a brief introduction, the girl started the conversation with a seemingly simple but meaningful question. What is the most romantic thing you've ever done for your girlfriend? This was clearly a test that the girl set up to measure the other person's level of sensitivity and delicacy. Unfortunately, the guy not only missed a step, but also fell straight into her trap. He replied, "I kissed my girlfriend on the time wheel in the park. I was at the top at the time." This answer failed to meet the requirements and also made the situation worse. Instead of talking about a romantic act that could impress the girl, he accidentally mentioned his ex-girlfriend. This not only lost points in the girl's eyes, but also made the MC frown. No one wants to hear old stories related to their previous lovers, especially in a first meeting with someone new. The situation became even more awkward when the girl continued to ask, "Do you like traveling abroad?" This was an open-ended question, giving him the opportunity to show his interest, passion, or at least his sympathy for her interests. However, the guy responded with an answer that was too monotonous and lacking in emotion. Yes, everyone wants to travel abroad. Although this was a logical answer, it ultimately failed to build emotion. It made the girl feel that the other person lacked enthusiasm and depth. Not stopping there, the MC, in the role of lifesaver, gave another suggestion to give the guy a chance to make up for it. If there was a first date, where do you think you would choose as a romantic place? Once again, the guy missed the opportunity to score points. He replied, "The program has already created conditions for the first place, and with a pair of movie tickets, I think it would be quite romantic." Although this answer was reasonable, it lacked emotional investment and creativity. Instead of making the girl feel special, his answer seemed to be a careless one, taking advantage of what was available without bringing any new value. For women, this was like an invisible slap, as if saying, "Is your value only worth 2 movie tickets?" After a series of disappointing answers, the result was clear. The girl quickly realized that the other person needed to be the right person. Every question that follows is just a formality to fill the show's time, while the girl has already started thinking about how to refuse politely. This situation is a typical example of failure in communicating with women, especially when not understanding or being insensitive to tests, also known as shit tests. These tests often appear in conversations and require men to be tactful, confident, and flexible enough to overcome. To do that, you need to practice and gain experience to respond naturally and attractively. If you put yourself in the guy's shoes, would you be able to answer better? Or would you make the same mistakes? Message for men. Be alert to challenges from women. You to you, but also help other men who are in the situation of accidentally reading the article to realize their own mistakes. We all know that in relationships between the two sexes, subtlety and understanding of human conditioning have their own fundamental roles in the relationship itself. Helpfully, this video will not only bring practical values into your sexual relationships, but can also encourage sensitive people into understanding and supportive awareness for all the challenges that they face. Shit tests can be understood as challenges that women pose in relationships to evaluate the man's bravery, ability to handle situations, or level of trustworthiness. It can be a provocative statement, a seemingly innocuous comment, or even an action that makes you question her true intentions. This is not a bad thing, but simply a way for women to seek emotional certainty and measure the compatibility and leadership ability of the other person. However, it is worth mentioning that many men in a moment of lack of awareness or in a hurry to please their partner easily fall into the trap of these challenges. Instead of standing their ground and showing confidence, they tend to react in a confused, indulgent, or even overly humble manner. This inadvertently reduces their value in the eyes of women, making them feel that they lack the necessary strength. All of this can have serious consequences for the masculine women in their lives. As a man, you need to practice being sensitive and confident so as not to be caught up in the vortex of these challenges. Instead of feeling pressured or confused, see the shit test as an opportunity to prove your true worth. Remember, a confident man who knows how to handle situations skillfully is always the ideal model in the eyes of women. If you are craving to learn the detailed, step-by-step way to win a girl's heart, then let me reveal to you the secrets behind the success of many men. From the subtle techniques that help you make a first impression to the strategies that will make her unable to take her eyes off you, all will be revealed in detail. But wait, this secret is not just my story. It is also the result of experience, learning, and practical application from confident and booming men around the world. Winning a girl's heart is not a simple formula that everyone knows. It is an art requiring understanding, empathy, and a skillful approach. There are details that seem small, but are the key to making a difference. There are techniques that, if applied correctly, will make her feel that you are the only man in the world that she can trust and admire. Do you want to know how to enter her heart naturally but still impressively? How do you make your conversations not only interesting but also make her feel understood and appreciated? All these secrets will be explicitly shared, and they will be easy to understand and apply. The only thing you need to do right now is to click like and subscribe to my channel. Join the journey to explore the fascinating world of emotional psychology, where you will not only know the ways to conquer the girl of your dreams, but also grasp the principles to build a deep and sustainable relationship. This is not only an opportunity for you to upgrade yourself, but also a door to enter the world of confidence and success in love.